Okay, let's put this aside, man. Because we're going to play the Seattle Seahawks in week 1 of the season, and I'm going to just say this, bro. Watching the tape, bro, and looking at how Grant has done a really good job, he is trolling the Seahawk fans. He's trolling, bro. He's making it sound like he's being nice. But in reality, bro, watch how the outcome's going to be when we beat the brakes out of Seattle. It's not going to be close. I'm just going to say this, bro. Watching what Seattle did, you're not really getting a clue of what they can be right now. Dude, Sam Darnold, the only difference of why he beat us last year was because the Minnesota Vikings. He had a good offensive line, and if anybody has Justin Jefferson, your job is easy. Jordan Addison, bro, it's not a scrub. He's pretty good. TJ Hawkinson, they had this Jalen Naylor guy, which is decent. But you had a good amount of supporting cast. You had Aaron Jones. That makes your job easy, bro. That's why his numbers are what they are. But if you saw the tape of what gets Sam Darnold frustrated and exposed, bro, watch the playoff game where the Rams actually got on Sam Darnold, bro. They were all over Sam Darnold. If you watch those other teams who played against them, like the Lions and quite a few other teams, what does Sam Darnold struggle the most on? That pressure up front. That's what frustrates Sam Darnold, bro. You got to put pressure up Sam Darnold. And the way I see in the Niners preseason game, bro, I see that Saleh is going to create some pressure. He's gonna blitz, bro. He's gonna create some blitz. And what's gonna happen is Sam Darnold is not gonna see it coming. He's not. So I think what Seattle is trying to hope for is, you know what? We thought maybe this guy will be the answer because we saw what he did with the Vikings. They're probably hoping that maybe Jalen Monroe will be their future guy, of course. But you look at what the supporting cast he has in Seattle. The offensive line might be okay for right now, but it's not even close to the Vikings' offensive line. The receiving core, Jackson Smith and Jigma is probably the only one they got. Like, they don't have a Justin Jefferson. That don't scare me, bro. It don't. Jackson Smith and Jigma was benefiting with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Those two guys are gone. Now what? We all know who he might throw the ball to. We might know where he goes to, bro. So Ronaldo Green's going to shut him down or dumb a little more, bro. I don't see how Jackson Smith and Jigma is going to repeat how he repeated the previous season, bro. He's a good receiver, don't get me wrong. But look at the amount of supporting cast he had when he was in Ohio State. He had a lot of good receiver talent around him, and it made his job easy. You had DK and Tyler. Bro, you're not going to have those guys no more. You're just going to have an aging Cooper Kupp who probably won't even play a full season. I mean, he might play 15 games at the most, and he's not the same player. You're not going to get the Triple Crown Cooper Kupp because that's behind him, bro. What you're going to get is a savvy veteran, but it's not the same. And the funny part is, bro, is you don't even have a slot receiver that could be a mismatch. I mean, I like Torrey Horton, don't get me wrong. I know the coaches who coach the guy. He's pretty good, but he's still a long ways to go. He's a 5th-round pick for a reason. I thought he would have been a lot better than expected. But I just don't see that one player. Marquez Scanley, bro, he's just a guy. He doesn't really scare me, bro. He doesn't scare me because in Green Bay, he didn't do squat. He didn't do squat in Green Bay. He actually didn't do squat in Kansas City or any of those teams. He was just always that 4th receiver or that reserve guy. He was just never that guy. I mean, I'm just speaking facts. Look at their tight end. Elijah Arroyo, I like the kid. I actually had him as one of my top 3 favorite tight ends in the class. But under the circumstances, I think the other tight end, AJ Barter, is probably going to get more reps than Arroyo. And Barter ain't no scrub, no doubt. But I think the upside with Arroyo, I can see why they moved on with Noah Fant because they want to go young and cheap. And I think Arroyo gives you more of that upside. But I don't think they're going to give him the ball as much as you think he is. I mean, he He might be that go-to guy, but I don't see it as him being the George Kittle of their offense. He might be a year or two away from being up there, but I think he'll get there in no time probably next year. I think he'll probably have 500 receiving yards as a rookie. You look at the rest of their talent, bro. I just don't see it. Their offensive line, their tackles, it's all right. Their center, I'll say it's better than what you got for sure. It's better than Jay Brendel, no doubt. You look at their guard spots. That's why they drafted the Gray Zabel for a reason. But that doesn't really fix majority of their issues, bro. You're still going to deal with some other pressure up front. So I don't think that's going to solve it, but you're still fixing that one issue. I think what you're realizing, bro, is Sam Darnold's going to be holding the ball regardless, bro. He kind of holds on to the ball a little bit. So he's not going to be a quick releaser like Brock Purdy, bro. He can hold on to the damn ball and get pressure, bro. So you might hope, you better pray that Sam Darnold can get that ball quickly, because I don't think he could, bro. He has to have a little bit extra time. And the thing is, bro, the more I watch Seattle, the more I'm thinking, man, this kind of reminds me of the 2023 Steelers, because they look so great in the preseason, and then all of a sudden, we played them in Pittsburgh, and we smoked them. So I'm not trying to underestimate the Seahawks, bro. I just don't see what the rest of you guys are seeing, bro. Like, if Sam Darnold had the Minnesota Vikings receiving core and their offensive line and all that stuff, I'd probably be worried. But we're talking about a offense that's going to regress. They're technically getting Geno Smith, a less mobile Geno Smith, a probably a little wiser Geno Smith kind of guy, but I just don't see what y'all see, bro. Seattle is a team that's maybe a year away from being really good. I just don't see what y'all see, bro. Their defense, I think it's going to be pretty decent. And I think it's going to be nice. But that's not going to help them winning ball games when their offense can't even make up for that stuff. That's the one thing that probably most Seattle fans are probably even thinking, yeah, our defense is going to be pretty good, but I don't know about our offense. It might not even be that good. And that's what's going to happen, bro. It's going to come down to their offense stepping up. And I'm telling you, bro, they're going to have opportunities on their offense to at least step up, bro. But missing DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett is going to hurt them in some ways. And getting a guy like Cooper Kupp and Marquez Scanlon will not replace those two guys. You're not going to replace that production. And you're expecting Jackson Smith and Jigba to be the guy when he was never the guy to begin with, bro. He was only a good slot receiver. He was a great slot receiver of what you had in Seattle. But you're asking him to be the number one guy. That's just not him. It's just never been him. He would probably be a good number two receiver, but asking him to be a number one, that's just not his game, bro. You got to at least give him a little bit of help, and that's where he elevates. But that's either here or there, bro. And to those Seattle fans, bro, don't take it personal, bro. I just don't see what y'all see, bro. Some of you guys are too delusional. Some of you guys are not looking at the way I look at it, bro. When I'm watching how Seattle plays, bro, I want to see how Sam Darnold does with this type of team, all right? I don't see it similar to Minnesota. He's gonna have to duplicate what he had in Minnesota in order for you guys to be good. And the defense, it's gonna have to be a lot better than what y'all have right now. And it's decent. And I'm saying it nicely, bro. They're decent. Doesn't mean that it's gonna make up for your regress offense, bro. You don't have those other receivers to help Jackson Smith and Jigba. Because if you look at the history, bro, look at Jackson Smith and Jigba did in Ohio State. He had a bunch of other receivers bailing him out at times, and he was able to produce. And even then, bro, he was never the guy. He was the number 2 or 3 receiver. So coming into Seattle, he was never the guy. So Seattle is relying on this guy to be the guy. And that might be the concern factor, bro. Can he even be the guy? And is Sam Darnold a fluke? Because the Minnesota season proves otherwise, bro. Here's how you can expose Sam Darnold. Put up pressure up front. Great pressure on Sam Darnold. That's where he frustrates. And I think he's overpaid, basically, of what he did in Minnesota. And it is what it is.